Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. Welcome to the Gaia Daily for August 10th through 12th, 2020. How are you doing? Well, we're feeling the intensity of 2020 kind of coming into a culmination. It's a very interesting energy. Pluto and Jupiter and Saturn all activated this year in Capricorn at the end degrees of Capricorn are about breaking down the structures that are no longer working for us in our truth, in moving into the new age, into moving forward at all. We're up against the wall, and that's the energy of this Mars. Now, the big transits, Jupiter, Pluto, and the slower moving planets, we don't feel those so much until our personal planets come into interaction. So this Mars retrograde with 3 squares to each of these planets is where we're going to feel the squeeze. And it's like time to let go, because the energy of this time that we're in, and humanity in general, we have a tendency to cling to the old for dear life, the sinking ship, because it's what we know. This tendency for humans to cling to the unknown for security, for survival, has been exploited over time by the control energies. And so we are programmed to hold on for dear life to what's no longer working. And this is going on for everybody right now on the whole planet on some level, and collectively huge. And but we're running out of options. And 2020 is about okay, time to see clearly. Are we going to evolve, or are we going to stay in the dark ages? This influence that we're dealing with right now came on the planet in Atlantean time. And it's like we are just up against the wall. The square transits, and Mars, Mars is at home in Aries, and Mars is our main action planet. It's our warrior. It's like, oh, let's go, let's do this, right? In square to these 3 planets. So what's happening right now is that we're still feeling a little bit of the Mars square Jupiter and coming into the exact of the Mars square Pluto. So we're feeling those at the same time. And today, actually starting on Friday or Saturday, this last weekend, Mars is in exact conjunction to Black Moon Lilith for the next few days. So Mars and Black Moon Lilith in square to Jupiter and Pluto. So Black Moon Lilith in the mix in Aries is saying that we need a new definition of who we are without so many hidden, shameful secrets. That's collectively and individually. So maybe these places we're clinging to, the change that's trying to happen in our life, but we can't let go, has to do with hidden secrets. And maybe this Mars Black Moon Lilith is about revealing these hidden secrets so that we can get on with it, right? I mean, we need to get on with it. And that's Mars. It's just like Mars is just going to push and push and push for the rest of 2020. Because right now, I think the Mars Pluto is the most intense square we're going to feel out of these. And so on the 14th and 15th is when this Mars Pluto is exact square. And then the second Mars Pluto square will be in October. That's going to be, right now, this Mars square is got Mars direct, Pluto retrograde. When they come together in October, it's going to be both of them retrograde. When they come together in December for the 3rd and final time, that is going to be when they're both direct. So literally what is happening right now underneath the surface in our lives will be fully revealed and, unraveled by December. So we are in it to win it. And the deal is that so humanity by nature holds on because we've been programmed, with this whole, we've been we just cling, we're in this constant fight or flight survival mode. And so we cling to what we know because it's about living life or death, right? It feels like that. And that's kind of where Pluto comes into the mix. It's kind of interesting because it was like, okay, cool. Because this, Pluto has a bad rap. It's like the destroyer, the wrecking ball. It's going to come along and just break down, but it only can break down what's not serving you. And so Pluto is our friend here. Pluto is about the future, the unknown. It's about our power structures. It's about fear of our potential. And so what's breaking down in your life is a lot about, maybe for the supernova soul, structures around programming of fear of who you are and who you really are. And so it's like, but the squares, especially with Mars, always have this feeling of coming up against a wall, So we're in one of these times in life where everything, and as you move out of your duality consciousness, as you expand into your spiritual awareness and who you really are, what happens is that all the negative things and the positive things, it's like your world, these timelines and conceptual duality starts to blend. And then it's like easier to see maybe that the negative forces in your life are working for you because you're only here for one thing. That's a full expression of who you are as a spiritual being. And so this is one of those times because the Mars square has impatience and I want to go and there's things in the way. But Pluto's like, I'm here to break those down, right? Don't worry about it. Just get out of the way and let go and be in the moment. And it's like, but a huge opportunity through the tension of the glitchy energy of this square, to dedicate yourself to this one truth and let everything that's happening in your life work for you, right? And even though it doesn't look like it's working for you, that's kind of the energy of Pluto. Pluto it's tricky. It's like, but right now it's a time to like appreciate this energy in our lives because it's like, we're really ready to move forward. I mean, come on. It's like, we're just like been going in circles and one foot in one paradigm, one foot in the other paradigm. And 2020 is about pushing us through this portal, and that's what this Mars retrograde is about. So where you feel that glitchy energy, where you feel obstructed, where you feel that's trying to break down for you to come into who you really are. And we'll kind of get to see what this is about, because like I said, now we've got Pluto is retrograde, Mars direct. So Mars is kind of coming up going, let's go, let's go, let's go. But there's this foreboding feeling of like, we're just getting started, right? So right now, what's trying to break down might be more hidden from you. And it might not make sense. But the main energy right now is like, even when you make a change in your life, and even if it's the most positive change, that you're really excited about, there's still a grief process and a letting go process. And what humanity's facing right now is a whole bunch of changes they didn't know they wanted, they didn't know they needed, and a very uncomfortable feeling of clinging to the old. And so the key energy is this like letting go. And what seems to be breaking down, just being in that space of owning that what seems to be breaking down, that's serving you. And it doesn't mean it's easy. The best changes are hard. We have a grief process. We have to go through that. And maybe that's helpful too. We've got the moon in Taurus for the next couple of days. That is harmonizing energy because it's coming up to Uranus today in Taurus, and then it will trine this Jupiter, Pluto, Saturn tomorrow. And so it's kind of saying, hey, we can stabilize in this. We're in this huge adjustment. We're trying to go around the corner, around the bend. We have no idea where we are, but let's kind of stabilize in the moment, stabilize in the knowing that we're building a new world, stabilize in that this, this is all happening because better times lie ahead, better options, new earth. We so want to entertain the new. Then when it comes to really letting go and being in that free fall, being in that ego death, nobody really wants that, And this is Mars squares our ego death, especially Pluto. Ooh, it's a breaking of, because Mars represents the physical body and the root chakra, survival, fight or flight, the life force. And then Pluto is this destroying unknown factor, power. And associated with the letting go or the death process, that ego death. And Mars is kind of represents the ego or our life force, our false ego and our true I am presence, both, and the physical body. So it's a really great time to actively release things in your life. Maybe with this Capricorn energy, like the physical, our physical things we want to get rid of, maybe it's helpful to take a sledgehammer to it, like just to get some aggression out. No, it's like, but it's a good time to take advantage of this and be present with these energies and take some action steps around letting go of things you don't need. And that's like saying, okay, universe, I'm working with you. We're working together. Doesn't mean it's easy, but isn't it time to lighten the load? So hang in there. Just an incredibly potent time. We're going to be feeling this Mars square Pluto through the 23rd. We've got like 10 days, the next 10 days to 2 weeks of this influence. And it's an interesting time too, where the old paradigm, the control energies, they want to make these transits about fear and violence, right? And we don't need that. We don't need that energy. We can break down and let go without the drama. And that's a big part of what we're changing ultimately, right? Because the reason why humanity got to this point, to be so controlled by change, the fear of change, it's like clinging onto the old because of survival energy. And that has to do with this drama, catastrophe program. War, like it's like every time you turn around, humanity starts to relax. And it's like, what if all of our wars, have been funded on both sides by this control energy that's not really human, keeping humans in this constant fight or flight mode, and then you can never let go. So that keeps people clinging, and we're trying to let go of these like just massive, blatant belief systems programmed into us in the Piscean age around God, spirit, religion, and the wrath of God and the punishment. And it's like, okay, so this is all trying to work out. And the main energy that's keeping us from shifting on this planet is this programming around survival and fight or flight. And you got to cling to whatever you know, and that's what's kept humanity in the dark ages. And this is what exactly the energy of these Mars transits. So it's a very important next 4 months for humanity and for the earth. And then what is it like to take programming and belief systems you based your whole reality on for thousands of years and have them just fall apart, right? It's good, but and like that we come back to, it's like even the most positive changes involve a grief process. So just letting go and keep a glimpse of what we're doing it for. That's the magic of Pluto. Pluto is about the future, the unknown, power, what we can't imagine. And so it's like it's not just breaking down to break down. It's not just destruction. It's destruction because we've been going on the wrong path. And we need an adjustment, So keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on the glimpse, the slit, through to that whole other paradigm as we go through this. And then every opportunity you have to consciously let go, to tell the universe that you're ready to move into your new paradigm. Because this is the thing. It's like there's some programming in the new age, like ascension community, that we're waiting for the time to be right. And there is energies to that. There is, right? But the ultimate truth in this is that we're leading the way. And individually, we can choose at any time to step over. And that's actually what tips the scales of the collective, right? And these transits are like, what's holding you back? So it might be that this first Mars square Pluto is like showing us what's holding us back. And then the next 4 or 5 months, the dismantling. But that's what's happening. It's like, I just see this thread, this fabric of reality, this old ancestral cloth, right? Like it's been passed on. This is just who we are, how we do things. And the threads of the cloth are breaking and become, like falling apart. It's unweaving, dismantling. And so here we are. And then it's like, but that was my earth, my ground, my everything I knew. This is who I am. Who am I now? Right? Without these stories to define me. And even the most advanced spiritual souls on the planet are dealing with this right now. Just like letting go where you didn't even realize you were holding on. It's pressure and it's tension, but it's a good thing because it's pushing us through. And just keep that in mind too. It's like, you don't have to wait for anything. Maybe this can help you get through your dismantling, because it's like, yeah, bring it on, because I don't need these structures to keep me safe and secure when I can fly. Okay, well, hang in there. Very potent and powerful time. Be present with the letting go and the bigger picture of why we're going through this dismantling, to let the light come in to where it's been dark. And very, very powerful energy of, if you can really pay attention, these secrets. So Black Moon Lilith is associated with the 12th house in our chart. And the 12th house is where we have like deep subconscious stuff we haven't been able to access, that's been deeply hidden in our psyche. And so we can use this time, instead of being like, oh gosh, all this energy and it's glitchy and it's like not moving and and frustration. But like, oh, it's because this deep hidden, totally crossed wire belief system or shame or whatever, it's like, this has been holding me back this whole time and I couldn't find it. Now when you find it, you're ready to go. And that seems to be the energy of these next few months. And we're in it now. We're in the pressure cooker. This is the beginning. And like I said, the next one is close to Christmas, like the second part of December, the last hit of this Mars square Pluto. So here we go. And so hang in there. Let me know how you're doing. I look forward to seeing you on the next update. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.